So in this video, I want to talk about how we talk with each other. Um, and first of all, I want to tell you that I think I have to cut the videos a bit shorter because I think most people nowadays aren't really used to listen to someone talking about stuff he thinks about or things that could be changed or should be changed for that long of a period. So therefore, I even made some notes um, so I can be a bit faster and I won't have that many thought spreads where I wander off of what I actually want to talk about. So what do I mean by wanting to talk about how we talk? Um, it's it's about the thing that it's correct that we need to be nice to each other, and it's correct that we have to talk to each other in a good way so we don't offend people for no reason, because that's just not necessary, and it's not it's not what we're here for. um but there are situations, um probably in politics, in finances, in family situations, whichever situation, where it should be easy and no problem to talk real talk, and to not sugarcoat any bullshit, and not think you have to hold back any sentence or thought you have in your own mind. um, and why I think this is important is because if you talk like this, you'll get to the problem much faster, and you can resolve the problem way better than if you talk around it, and rather than just telling the people in a nicer way that you don't really like something, and they don't really get it because you were not as firm as you could be, because you think you would just cut them off completely if you do that. And most of the time nowadays, sadly, it is like this, that most of the people, if you talk to them in a real talk way, and in a way you're not meaning to harm them or be unnecessary asshole like to them, where they just, yeah, crumble and will wander off and will tell you off with other people and will talk about you, that you are just not nice and whatever. um if you if you think about the fact that there is even a whole movement or a whole culture that says toxic behavior, we have to ditch toxic behavior. But within those movements and cultures, you most often won't really see the real conversations where people talk about their problems, what they can't really do, what they're not good in, what they have to improve. If they have interactions with people and they don't really think they're cool, but they just keep the interaction because they don't want to fall out of the whole thing that is kind of constructed around it. um, you would you would think that there is really a toxic behavior, because within those groups there is a lot of harmony and they're nice, they're happy, and that's good and great. But it's actually, in my opinion, not really that true to yourself, and not really that true to your human purpose, when you just act like, yeah, one of many, just to be part of those one of many. um and I think in a way this is, again, after many after some videos I already made, where I said that we fucked ourselves. I think with this one we also kind of completely fucked ourselves, because we gave those those new thoughts that we have to be less disrespectful in this way, more cautious in this way, less fronting, less being real to each other, less pointing out problems or trying to fix problems while really addressing them, uh, is, yeah, it's just it's just hindering us from moving kind of faster, because we create with the media, with the social media especially, that many cancelled cultures that many people actually first of all have to realize and kind of learn how to act or react in this newly created correct way of behavior, that they not really, yeah, they can't really live themselves out, because they have to try and box their self in a little corner, so they won't really hurt others around them. um and why I think this is really important is because you actually should do this real talking and this being direct and honest, and not sugarcoat all the things you're saying in your most inner circle, because in the end humans are a creature where eventually things will creep through. And if you're like best friends with someone for 20-25 years, and after this period you just kind of get fatigued of the behavior you have to be in, to be with the person which you actually kind of like and you don't want to lose, but at some point you will, because it will creep through. And if you wouldn't have had this created behavior, if you could have been just how you are, and the real you with the real talk and everything, and the behavior whatever, and the opposite person as well, I mean it should be vice versa all the time, you kind of get a state of friendship which you will probably never lose, because you would have to do something intentionally really bad that will break apart your friendship, and you can easily, yeah, hold off of that by not doing anything like that. And yeah, uh if there's one thing you hopefully took from this video, it's that I think in our world we're at a point where we should realize that we're just canceling ourselves to death, man. We have to realize that we kind of need to express our problems, and if we can't really do that, yeah, it's not what we're actually meant for. So what I would suggest is that you, if you go to school or if you go to uni, to work, to the gym, or whatever, just a repetitive thing that occurs in your week, where you're already in for several years and you have your behavior, maybe it's your normal one, but maybe you subconsciously already adapted. If you compare it to your kind of gaming personality or your friend's personality or your family, you will realize. And what I would suggest is that you just be the complete true yourself, and talk real talk. And if there's bullshit, you call the bullshit. And if someone asks for honest opinion, you give a complete honest opinion, and you just look how, or you just try to kind of sense how the people will react to that. And it will be very eye-opening and funny, because you'll realize there are that many people who kind of don't really or can't really comprehend if you throw your complete self at them. And you will also find probably some people that kind of like it or find it's kind of refreshing, and maybe also get that this is actually helping and improving people's relationships when you just be who you are and not who you're meant to be, because who you're meant to be cannot be told or whatever by anyone to you. Yeah. And as always, peace.